Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian report for the 19th of August, and starting with the ASX200 here on the 4-hour chart. One of the things here is that from the top up here, we can count a nice 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 waves to the downside here. So because we can count 5 waves here, that means that we should have an A, B and C over here, and then another 5 down through this way here. Now I know with bear markets that sometimes they can cascade down and sort of catch you out, so we need to be mindful of that. These old highs here, I'll take that here. So the 50-60% retracement level is at the 6,500, but we would always expect a correction there anyway in that particular space there. So that's what we'll look for there anyway, but we don't want to see the market get rejected from there. A correction from this point here is one thing. Being rejected, which would basically be pulling back down. We can expect wave B to pull back 61.8% of the length of this, but any further down then we would be looking at a market that would cascade down at that point, but would also bring into the US markets to see where they're up to at that particular stage as well, but can pull back to there if it touches on in that space. But yeah, so what we're looking for here in the scheme of things is an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here. It may not move all the way up to this top. It might just struggle where all those open and closes are through here. I may have mentioned before that's where the real volume will be for that. So, but anyway, we'll just keep an eye on that, and between B and C here we'll be counting 5 waves up. But what I wanted to talk about too is that it's probably not the case, but we're looking at this as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave, and then moving up from that point. But it's also possible that this could be wave 1 here and wave 2 over here, so we really need to be mindful of that. So I'm just going to put that in there, and I'll just put it there as an alternative count and grey that out. So we will look to short there, because the reason for that is because when I look at, if I could just go to the bigger picture for a moment, to the daily chart here, from this low here, I've been counting 1 and 2 here, and then all the way up for 3 here and 4 here and 5 up through here. So we can be finished here. It's possible that we can count 5 waves here, 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So wave 1 here and 2 here, and then wave 3 up here and wave 4 here. But it's getting a bit close to the top of wave 1 if that was going to be the case. So I don't think that's on the cards anymore. So I'll just remove that there. So, you know, I was looking at this movement up here, and then an A and a B and a C back into the 50-60% retracement level, and then a move up from there. If this level here becomes the resistance, then we know that we'll be looking at a bigger bearish picture from that point. Okay. Yeah, so, and you know, the thing is that normally the ASX200 here is really pushed around by the banks, but this run that we've had up here has really been in line with the mining sector. So if I bring across this, is just a snapshot picture from the trading levels charting program, and it's of the MXJ, which is the mining sector here, and it's coming back. This is the 2009 GFC situation here, but I was looking at this here, this pattern going across here. You know, normally we might be able to look at this as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here, but I've never been able to get 5 waves out of a C wave here. It's always been 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for an A, then A and a B and a C here for the B, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So it's always counted down better as a B wave here. So this has got 5 waves in it here, so it can be an A wave. So wave 3 here, and an A wave here, then an A and a B and a C wave over here for the larger B wave. And this is the same pattern here. This is just on a weekly or monthly chart here that it's the same. This low here, the 2016, is the same as the XJO moving up through here and also topping out here as well. So it's possible that we can start this move down through here. Okay, so yeah, and this move up through here, if I just bring that over to the XMJ, to the weekly chart here, so 2016 here, I mean, I can see 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third and the fourth and the fifth wave here. So it counts quite nicely, you know, as a top being in play here. It's just something that we need to keep an eye on. And yeah, so if we are following the mining the sector, then if the XJO is, the ASX200 is following the mining sector, then we need to be a little bit mindful of this. And of course, we've got the US China situation happening with, you know, trade wars which are just still expanding. So and I can see that Hong Kong needs to go down further as well, as in kind of a big bear market. So we just need to be a bit careful. So but what it does do is that you know, if this is 5 waves here, then we'll get some sort of correction here. If, in a nutshell, if we can get the market, it's under the level at the moment, right? So if the market can get back above the level here and do its thing up here, and then eventually fail up here and come down and lock under here, then we've got ourselves a fantastic short trade. We may only get down to here, but we may end up going a lot further down as well. So I think that's you know, I think that's a really good, you know, it's just something to point out anyway, and also to be trading that, and we will be all over it. The other thing too is that, you know, we're at a level here, 6,500, and the normal thing is, in the bigger picture, is that we would see the market move up to the level, then have a reaction, and then move up above the level, which it has done over here, and then come down in an A and a B and a C wave, so to speak, and then move up from there. So all of this to me here is still a bullish pattern here. It has the potential to fail when I look at the mining sector, but I still want to get through it all. I still want to get past this A, B, and C here. Once we get past that, we make a new low after these 5 waves down here for wave C, then we know that we've got a bigger bearish picture coming into play at that point. So I really need this classic trading levels pattern here to play out here, because normally we would look to go long here at that point, and sometimes we can get a better position maybe down here or on here depending on things, but in a nutshell, this is the catalyst to tell us that the market, because the market can still move up to here and drop, retest, and drop from that point there too. So yeah, we need this to play out from this point. But I just thought I'd explain that, just my thinking on that. Anyway, let's just dive into this little space here. So on the 4-hour chart here, we were looking at like this. So all this move down through here is the A wave, and we're looking for this B wave to play out here in 3 waves, an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here, and then down for this section down through here. We just need to be mindful that we don't just get a corrective pattern to here and then just start cascading down into a bigger picture down through here. We don't want it to get away on us. So in that case, we know that 61.8%, or let's just say the 6,400 at this stage, if that moves up here and comes back down and finds resistance here, then we know that we know that we've got this is just evolving, expanding into and cascading into just dropping into a bigger bearish picture at that point. So we just need to be on guard for all the possibilities that simple. In the meantime, we are trading long off the low here. So because we looked at wave 3, wave 4, and we started to count 5 waves down here, which were quite clear. So that made life a little bit easier, and I'm never that easy on buying on the turn. But we did have half a position in just above the 6,400, and we should have been long above the 6,030 odd here, which is the top of group 1, which I always chat about. So at this stage here, I'm looking, the A wave here, well, it can be in 5 waves as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, but because we're in a B wave moving to the upside, it can be in 3 waves. It can get a bit complicated. If it's a wave, if this is wave 1 here and going up for wave 2 here, then we'll definitely have this in 5 waves. But as it stands at the moment, let's just see how we go. So we've got wave 1 here and wave 2 here. I might just go to the tick chart to explain this, but 1 and 2 and 3 up here, 4 and 5. So our job is to see if we get 5 waves up here, but also too, we want to start taking profit, getting close to this 6,500 area here as well. Put that on the level there. So anywhere from 72 here, 6,472 to this space here, you can start looking to go to take profit in there, because we are going to get some type of correction within all of that space there. So we've also just got this trend line coming through here as well. So there's a lot going on here. We've got the 50-60% retracement level. We've got the medium level here, 6,500, and a trend line just coming down from the top there as well. Trend lines can be handy. So just on the tick chart here for that. Yeah, just looking up at wave 1 here, and an A and a B and a C for wave 2 here, and then up for wave 1 and back for wave 2, and then still building through this section through here. So this, we're in wave 1 here. Wave 3 should be longer than wave 1, so we can just simply, as a starting point, and a bit rough there, but so we'll definitely get up to sort of group 2 area here, so that's not a real problem at this stage. Yeah, I think I've got the stop down here, but you could probably put the stop just under this low here. That shouldn't be breached at this point here, so you can put it at 64.22 if you wanted to at this stage. Expect some type of correction at the midpoint here, the 64.50. There'll be a little dance there as it goes from resistance, a little ABC in here till it finds support, and then up into group 2. So profit taking at, start taking some money off the table at 72 here. Perhaps take the rest off, getting close to the 65 if it's there, but also keep a tighter trading stop at that point there as well. Alrighty, let's go and have a look at Hong Kong. So with Hong Kong here, it's kind of much the same pattern really, most of the markets around the world. So in this case here, we're looking for 1 and 2 here. We're 1 degree higher in structure here because this has been in a bear market for a bit longer, but wave 1 and 2 here, and looking for wave 3, which will come across this this level here, the 26,000, wave 4, and then wave 5, and then we'll see a drop coming back down from this place here. I had this here, this box here, because it's the 61.50 and the 61.8% from these current highs to this low here. So we expect it to consolidate there, and that's only natural. We can see these lows here and this high here. So I was always, it threw me a little bit. I'll just go back over this as well, because you know, if we looked at this as wave 3 here and wave 4 here, then I should have 5 waves down here. And I could probably I can count 5 waves in terms of wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here, and then wave 4 back up here, and then wave 5. So it's okay, but it breaches a rule here where wave 4 here overlaps wave 1 here. So I'm not really sure how to count that. I mean, I've counted it correctly as an A and a B and a C for the A wave, and the B wave and the C wave here. But if that's correct as a B wave here and not wave 5, because I should have 5 waves in green here, but if that is a B wave here, then we're just going to have 5 waves here, and then we're going to come down from that point to make that wave 5 here. So this becomes an A wave here, a B wave here, and copy this here as a C wave here. So yes, because there's something wrong here, we need to consider both counts. So if you're trading long up here, then we need to take profit at 26,000. That will be nice and safe at that point. So that's what we'll do. We're not going to miss much, I don't think. I mean, there's going to be, I'll just put that on the 26 here, because you're only going to get involved in a wave 3, 4, and 5 at that point, which may go higher, may go to the 26.5 here, and we've missed out. But at least we can take money off the table. That's the main point. And it's not like, we're not letting the trend run or anything, letting the position run because it's just because it's not in the right place to do that. We're facing a correction in one way or another. I just don't know if we're going to get an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for wave 4, or we're just going to get 5 waves up here for wave C here of wave 4 over here as such, and then move down. If I go to the bigger picture here, we can look at that again here. So I'll just get this structure in here. So at the moment we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and we can count this down as 3, not a problem. This is wave 4 here, and then I was looking down for wave 5 as wave 3. So what we're going through at the moment is still another wave 4, but just one of a larger degree here in that instance. So an A and a B and a C for wave 4, that's what we've been talking about. We're going to take profit at 26,000, so that'll keep it quite safe at that point, and then down. But it may be the case that I just don't know. It can be like this here, just that C wave up and then down for wave 5 here. Just don't know, but I do know in the bigger picture, if I go to the daily chart here, we're in a much bigger picture here. I mean, I've also got this down on the daily chart here. I've got this as a B wave over here, down for an A and a B and a C wave here. But I also know too that this can be wave 1 here and wave 2 here. And we're going down for a third wave where we'll go down much further here. This has still got further to go down either way, so it doesn't really matter, but we can look at this as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here, and what I've done so far is 3 here and 4 here and 5 here for wave 3, but it's okay. It's longer than wave 1 here, but it's still just a little bit short, it just doesn't really give me that nice strong third wave point of view here. So yeah, but yeah, the bigger picture point here too is that we've got 25 here, which is medium level, and we expect support, and obviously there's support, you can say, well, they'll support here before, and that's true too, but we also know we would have been trading to the 25 anyway, if you know your levels. So yeah, this is just not finished. This structure's just not finished. It's simple as that. So we've either got wave C here, or we're going down for a wave 3, which will take us down even lower. But we want this 25 here to become the resistance so we can short, or we may be able to get either of these tops here in play here and then begin to short some above the level here and then some below here, and we'll be fine at that point. I just don't want to get too chopped up in here. We can duck and dive and make a little bit of pocket money, but there's no trend here at this particular point. It's just consolidation and continuation patterns. Alrighty, from India now. So India's got the same little thing here as well here. So we've got, in this case here, we've got well, I thought we could have an A and a B and a C down here. But this move from this low to this space here is in 3 waves, an A and a B and a C wave here. Yes, it could be up for wave 1 and back for wave 2, then up for wave 1 and back for wave 2. But the problem with that is that see how long this B wave took here? If this was a wave 2 here, it should be like this, an A and a B and a C quite together, you know, smaller. But it spent more days, more time doing wave B than it did wave A here. So that's why I've called it wave B, and we're looking for 5 waves here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're nearly finished, and we'll go to the 38.2% retracement level, roughly at 11,140 there. So on the 1 hour chart, that little pattern to the upside there will look like this here. So wave A, B, and C here for wave A, and an A and a B and a C here for wave B, and then just counting 5 waves up here in terms of 1 and 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the third wave. The wave 4 can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, so just to be careful with your stops, so keep your stop under 11,000. Just be mindful that this can come back to this space here. It may not, but it could. So be mindful about that. And then we're just looking for one more little move up here, and it's just important to, you know, consider the old highs here. So I think that was 141, wasn't it? That 141 was a sort of target area there. So we've got wave 4 up here, so yeah, it can go a bit higher then. Anyway, we'll just track the waves here. So we should see 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for that wave 3. So we can just draw that out really. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. Then an A and a B and a C that can come back here somewhere, possibly to the 11,000. And then 5 little waves up here, probably to the midpoint here. I shouldn't do it so high actually. I just like to move over to the closest, largest number, that's all. Get this working. To 50. Alrighty, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the support. Cheers.